Start. Hello and welcome to DMLive TV, your channel of progress, of course. This is 2021 and I want to say Happy New Year to everyone who is watching. I want to thank you for taking time to watch this channel. We are growing. Last week we had over 60,000 video views. It's amazing, you know, and we had to bring you content that will empower you, will enable you move from stage one to another. If you're a startup, if you're a business, please just like this channel, subscribe, and surely you will never ever regret. Now, with me in the studio today is the man whom I call the brand master, my good friend, the man I've known for the last 10 plus years. I've seen him drink, eat, and talk brand. But interestingly, this time around, I'd like us to talk about just one thing, because you know we've been through COVID. The last year was COVID, Kamara. It was COVID. It's, you know, so by the Kongs on staying alive, man.
We made it.
We made it.
Yeah.
Yes, we made it. We made it. Guys.
We're here alive and ready.
Yes. So I'm glad to have you in the studios today, Kamara, and it's amazing what happened last year. Unprecedented, tight, business closed, people lost their jobs, you know, but we thank God that He has been able to see us through. And here we are in 2021, alive and kicking. Now, Kamara, I know you usually plan for the year. I usually do plan for the year, for your company, for your life and family. Right now, I'd like us to talk about the planning for the year. What should a business do now, or what can an individual do now to make sure they thrive in this very, very new year? And maybe for those who don't know, Kamara, he can just introduce himself briefly and we proceed from there. Yes.
Yeah, it is always an assumption that when I am here, people know who I am. Yeah. Well, Ariho Kamara is my name. Yes. I am the team lead at Nomad Advertising. We are making 10 years this year.
Wow.
We started in July 2011.
10 years?
Yes. So we make 10 years in July. Precisely, I think, on the 19th.
Okay.
So for us, this is a gateway. It is a gateway. I mean, it's very nostalgic because around 9 years ago, at this time, it was just an idea.
Yes.
But now here we are, by God's grace.
Yes.
I just want to delve into the question that you asked.
Yes.
You made a remark about planning for the year. And I think I once had someone saying, when you wait for January to plan for the year, you're late.
You're late.
Yeah, because the previous year kind of shows you a sneak peek on what is going to happen in the new year.
Yes.
You know, even when we were going through school, we had what we called mocks.
Yes.
So
yes.
media, they mock you.
Yes.
And they show you.
They shake you up. And they're like, man, you're not ready. And, you know, mock used to be so hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they kind of send those exams, which kind of shake you up and get you to realize that actually you need to pull up your socks and plan.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So I would like to say that really for many businesses, small businesses, even large businesses, 2020 was really a mock.
I'm telling you.
It was a mock exam, and if all business owners or entrepreneurs did not smell the coffee, 2021 is even going to be a hard year.
Yes. I believe so.
I believe all businesses out there are restructuring, they are rethinking their plans. Everyone had to kick in a business continuity plan.
Yes.
And if you're in a business continuity plan, it's like a performance improvement plan for those who are in employment.
Yes.
You don't step down from that.
Yes. By the way, you know, I know you have a question to answer, but you tackled a very sensitive point.
Yeah.
What did you do? What was your plan? What was your mitigation plan there? No, man.
I'll tell you, to be very honest.
Yes, because I know, just before you, I know that nugget will help a startup or a company today. Yes. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you see, you cannot learn how to swim without getting wet.
Yes.
So most of the things that are shared here, even on vlogs, wherever. People are sharing from their own experience. You can pick a thing or two, but you need to be in it for you to really know how it will go. I read a quote somewhere where someone said that the best sailors are not determined by calm waters. You see, so when a sailor is telling you how to go through waters, and they are a decorated sailor or whatever you want to call them, or even a pilot, a decorated pilot, you will listen to their testimony of how they went through turbulent times. But those turbulent times keep changing. I remember sharing with my team a video clip from a video called Sully. I don't know if you've watched it.
No, I haven't watched it.
You should look for it by Tom Hanks. Sully was about, it's called Miracle on the Hudson. This guy who had a double bird strike as soon as he took off, and he needed to land the plane quickly because he lost both engines. Basically, he had an aeroplane which was like a glider.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Yes. And people from the control tower were telling him, come back, we have cleared the runway for you, but he was telling them, I don't have the power to make it. I cannot make it. I don't have the engine to take me there. And he had to make a decision, and he told the guys, find me the Hudson River. And he landed the plane in the Hudson, and he was able to save everybody on board.
That was I think it's about critical thinking, making decisions quickly.
But I'll tell you, this is the funny part in the movie, that the insurance companies blamed him.
For not landing.
They said he had the ability to land.
But how? We had no engine.
Yes, he had no engines. But they were saying, in hindsight, everybody becomes an expert.
Yes, exactly.
You see, in hindsight, everybody becomes an expert. So everyone was saying, you could have made it, you should have done. But the guy was saying, I had 24 seconds to make a decision. And he was saying, my career, which spanned so many hours of flying, was being judged in 24 seconds.
24 seconds, I know.
You understand?
Yes.
And for me, watching that movie during the time of the lockdown was an eye-opener. That you have critical decisions to make, that you are not going to call for a conference meeting.
Yes, as a businessman.
As a businessman, yeah.
To make those
you must make the decision, because if you don't make the decision, you are dying with all those people on board. Now, if you have a business that employs a few people, it's not only you. It is selfish of you to think about you, but it is the other people that you employ. Their families involved.
They're dependent.
They're dependent. So you need to make a decision that does not, you don't have to call for a conference. The guy couldn't start calling conference, tower 1, tower 2.
He had only 24
seconds to make a decision. And that's how businesses have really operated in 2020. The people who have been able to navigate in business, people who have been able to navigate in 2021 have made critical decisions. And those critical decisions have enabled them to grow a certain muscle that they need in order to carry on.
So what's the one thing that you did that you think saved your company or helped your company go through the COVID times?
I wouldn't say it's not one thing, but one of the turning moments was really turning to information. Information was power. I remember attending a webinar, and this gentleman gave us an acronym called STRONG. How to get out of the pandemic strong. And I remember it was like a switch went on in my mind. And this is how we explained it. In order to get out strong in the pandemic, STRONG is an acronym. S means strategy. Have a strategy. What is your strategy? In the pandemic, we really went for low-hanging fruit. Can we reach out to our existing customers and see if they can give us small business? Can we find small businesses that are trying to invent themselves? So we're no longer looking at the big contracts. We're looking at small contracts. Many small contracts that got us.
They help you be sustainable in the short term.
Exactly. So we needed to be strategic. That was the S. The T was to have a target. Because when you aim at nothing, you hit it all the time. So we needed to have a target, and the target was how many customers do we call every week? Because if we increase that sample space, the ability to find a customer who is willing to use your service increases. We also knew how many, we also asked ourselves, how much money do we need to make every week?
Okay.
Because that informed how we called customers.
Okay.
That informed the amount of discount we need to give in order to close the job.
Okay.
You understand? So we had targets, financial targets,
Okay.
real financial targets. Okay. Then we went for the R, which was to rally the team.
Okay.
Now we rallied the team. We were on Zoom every day.
You mean your team?
My team.
Yes. Yes.
We were on Zoom every day, and everyone was really looking to. We were looking at the same thing. So we're asking questions. What are you working on? How can we help you?
Yes.
First and foremost, how are you?
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 Because it's very easy to assume
exactly
that
everybody is
everybody
okay.
is fine.
Do you have
Yes.
internet connectivity? Yeah. Have you had power? Did you have a meal? I
Mm.
remember we had to make a strategic decision and say, okay, we have done so many things, but let's buy food for the team.
Okay.
And
Okay,
say,
for the staff.
yeah,
Okay.
and give them at least some weeks.
That was,
yeah. So just basic things like that, finding out what their heart health is, how they are, so that everyone was working towards the same thing. So we rallied the team. They all asked for optimizing.
Okay.
We needed to optimize our processes. So we no longer had the luxury of going for 1, 2, 3 meetings to make a decision. So we really needed to optimize. So we found ourselves having to shorten the amount of time we spent on a job, the amount of hands that need to handle a job. So we optimized, and that helped us save on resources. It helped us save on time, because we need to turn around the work we were getting a lot faster in order to reach out for some more work. So we really optimized our processes. Then N is for the numbers. And this N, really, for those who are watching this, is even in 2021, your business needs to be a numbers-led business.
Okay. What do you mean?
By numbers, numbers don't lie.
Just break it down for.
So the numbers I'm talking about, the numbers I'm talking about is what are the critical numbers you need to look at? Okay. You have targets, but you have a compelling dashboard of parameters that you need to look at in terms of numbers to show you where you're going, what direction you're headed. Like how you drive a car. You have a number that shows you where the gauge is.
Okay.
Is it in half? Is it in full? Is it in empty?
Okay.
You have a gauge that shows you the temperature.
Okay.
Is the car overheating? Is it at the right temperature? You have one that shows you the speed at which you're moving. So mind the numbers.
Yeah, let me first interrupt a bit.
Yeah.
When you mentioned dashboard,
yes.
Of course, us in IT we understand dashboards, but the Mutua ones,
yes.
the person who is starting,
yes,
the person who is starting, maybe you could break it down. Also, yes, dashboards are good and nice, but of course they must have numbers that feed them.
Exactly.
For them to
exactly.
So, are you talking about? Look at how many clients you have, how much they are bringing in. For example, the 80%, the 80-20 rule.
Yes.
Like 80%, 20% of your clients actually could be giving you 80% of your revenue.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are the numbers you look at. Like you say, where if you look at the numbers of your previous customers, which customers, based on the numbers, which customers do you need to call?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's using numbers to inform decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and then so basically it is that is the dashboard I'm talking about, having information, data-driven analytics for you to be able to make that critical decision. So for example, one of the tough decisions we had to take was to say, as a business, we've been privileged to save some money to keep paying salaries even when we're in a bad financial situation. But no one anticipated COVID, because
that's also good planning.
Yeah, but no one anticipated COVID, because we always had that thing of it could be for that one person who is maybe unwell, so you can keep paying them even when they're unwell. You know, things happen, life happens. But we never anticipated that all of us would be away from work.
Yes.
You understand? We always knew maybe 1 or 2.
Yes.
But we never anticipated that the entire team would be away from work, and also the 90% of the revenues possibly would be would be reduced.
Yes.
You understand it?
Yes.
So it was what we got to learn was the unprecedented, the black swan.
Yes. Yes.
So that in itself kind of gave us, now looking at the critical numbers, and the decision we needed to make was, do we keep everybody on a full salary during this period?
Okay.
Or do we actually take a strategic decision to say, we are going to reduce the amount you're getting
now,
but the reduction is not to say that you're not being productive, but is to say that even as we work and try to get our position right, we want to lengthen the amount of time we can stay.
Your runway.
Exactly.
Yes.
How can we make the runway longer?
Yes.
So that is exactly the thing now. Those numbers are critical. So knowing the numbers, knowing where your gauge is, and knowing what decision you need to take in order for you to continue to remain relevant.
I want to take you back. I'm curious to know, because you said you increase the number of calls you're making for your clients, but I want to assume, or want to think that those guys you are calling are also surviving. So did you take those cold calls? Did you get your teams bashed back? Like, please, we are dying, don't you?
Some of that came in, some of that during actually those calls we got some feedback. Some people were not happy with the service we gave them. So what happened is we found a data analyst, a man you know very well. Arthur from Task Managers.
Actually, I think we should invite Arthur one of these days, and he talks about the power of data and numbers, because I'm sure actually he's the best Excel analyst we have in the country, at least as I know.
So Arthur put all our figures right from when the business was started up to today. So he had about 9 years, 8.5 years of data to work with. And he was able to show us something that I had never seen. And these are growth opportunities all clients lost. So just last year, after doing the numbers, we could tell that for last year, from a potential sample space of 300 customers that we could have potentially served, we only reached 27%. Okay, those are the 27 who were able to give us the revenue that we made in 2020. But things going better, we should be able to reach the remaining 70 something that we couldn't reach, but because we already now know what our growth opportunity is.
So does that mean that you actually found out which clients you had lost, or which clients you'd have made more money from?
Yes. No, so the pandemic got us to actually getting those numbers because we needed to have a data-driven business. It was no longer we are serving people and people are happy, but it was a case of saying we now really need to know, are they happy? One of the things that happened is that we had a client we had lost, and we did not know we had lost them. That's so common. We did not know we had lost them. So what happened is that in making those phone calls, we got feedback that they were not happy. We had conversations with them, and we were able to get business from them after an apology and saying we will make things right.
I hope we made them right.
We did make.
So we let me fast forward. We had reached strong. You remain with
the G.
The G, yes.
The G is very critical. The givers gain. So we practiced generosity. So some of the things that we did, the Bible is very clear. It says that give and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so we found that there were people who were in a worse state than we were. So we support some charities. So one of them is a church organization where we gave some money towards their COVID fund, where they are trying to look after families and feed them. As a business, sometimes you can't do everything on your own. You have to work through partners. So our generosity has been through church organizations, but also we work with another organization that looks after the elderly. And we were able to send them some money to be able to help the elderly, because the elderly were very, very vulnerable. Then we also supported some of our clients, our very, very good paying clients who are going through. So one of the clients that we serve is a bank, and banks needed to remain open during that time. We needed their staff to be safe. So we bought sanitizer that we shared with them. So by practicing the giver's gain, we actually gained more because there was a lot more conversation, and people got to see what the heart of business is. And this morning I was listening to Simon Sinek, and he was saying that the reason you buy a car is not to get to fuel it. The reason you buy the car is to get you from point A to point B. But fuel is what gets you there. The reason we are in business is not to make money. but to accomplish a greater good.
Yes.
But making money is important because it gets the business moving, just like fuel gets the business the car going. So I found that analogy was very good, but because we are in business to transform lives.
Thank you. Now,
Yeah.
that you've hit a very important point, a very good point, where basically your client should not only see when you're going to pick money.
That's right.
You get as in the only phone call you make to the client is not when you
Just the demand notice.
demand our invoice, how you made payers,
Yes.
So you should be seen to give.
Yeah.
You should give.
Yeah.
You should be seen at least to give.
I mean, generosity or giving is the antidote for poverty.
Yes.
Because if you cannot give, it means you have nothing.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone has something to give. If you cannot give money, give time.
Give time.
Yeah.
Give something.
Give something.
Well, by the way, if you just joined us, this is DMLive TV, and I'm with Ariho Kamara, the CEO of Nomad Advertising. We're chatting, and he's just giving us a heads up of what to do in the new year, how he has planned. I know he usually plans for the year, family and business. So and if you're new, please just subscribe, hit that bell, and just relax, sit back and relax. There's a lot of stuff that you're going to get from this channel. We are growing it, and thank you for supporting us. Thank you for viewing this very channel. So, Kamara, as we conclude, a business which is planning for the year. Yes, you've given us a strong. Which other, do you have any other nugget you love to give them? Maybe a startup, maybe the one which either closed and starting and it's hoping to restart when the lockdown opens. When we finally get back to business. By those, unfortunately, some countries are closed, are started closing again. So we don't even know if there's going to be another lockdown. So we just pray that things normalize and maybe we get vaccines and normalize. But as someone who is starting in a new year, what should businesses expect? What should they do? Those who are closed, any particular that you want to give to a business?
I would say again, just to use an analogy. I shared with you just yesterday about Noah's Ark.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I had a preacher saying that in the ark where Noah was to be preserved with his family were animals.
Yes.
And animals are quite small because they never had air conditioning and all these things.
Yes.
So it is smelly inside the ark.
Yes.
But outside the ark there is a storm.
There's a storm.
So do you want to be in the smelly ark or you want to be out in the storm? So what I can really tell someone who is starting is to say, whether you start or you don't start, it is the choice is yours. Do you want to be in the storm or do you want to be in the ark? It's going to get messy. Even in the ark, it's going to get smelly, messy, and all those things. But you don't want to be in the storm outside. So my encouragement to people who are starting business is get started. Get in, it's messy, it is smelly, it's all the things that sometimes you haven't seen, but it will preserve your life and you will begin to see progress. Things will get better, obviously.
And maybe to add, you see when we mention starting, people think of money, lots of things. No, starting means as simple as writing something down.
Right.
So when you write something down, tomorrow, in the next line, you will find the first line there. But if you don't write today, then the second line won't find the first one line tomorrow. So even writing your idea down, adding your objectives, just putting a few guys you want to call to inquire about or do some research. That's all starting. So don't think of banks, don't think of money. No, starting just even with your notebook, you can start to write what you want to do. Add other guys who you want to call. Call Kamara, call who I have an idea. Can I have 5 minutes of your time? Yes, all that is starting. Yeah. So don't wait to have millions to start.
But by the way, in business, you become a circumstantial leader when you start a business. Now, by the mere fact that you started this thing here, before you know it, you have to lead it.
Yes.
And not all technicians are leaders.
Yes.
Yeah. So most of us have found ourselves in a position where you need to learn to lead.
Yes.
You are the business owner, but now you are the one who is capping it because you have maxed out your ability to lead it.
Yes.
So what do you do in those cases? So like you rightly said, I believe, and I've heard this from one of my mentors who says that your next stage is a person you haven't met, a book you haven't read, and a place you haven't been.
Yes.
So can you have an experience, go to a place and see how they do things?
Yes.
That is a door to your next step. Can you call up people and speak to them? Those people are going to give you an insight. Can you pick up a book and read it?
Yes.
So your next your breakthrough or your next step is a person you haven't met, a book you haven't read, or a place you haven't.
Or start an MBA at YouTube.
We're all students.
We're all students.
We're all students.
There is a lot of content
Yeah.
on YouTube that if you want to just do a self-help, you just read and empower yourself.
That's
So
right.
just get up in the morning, get a video, get something to do it, as in do something for heaven's sake. Yeah. Of course, we've all been hit by the lockdown, by the pandemic. Yeah, but we cannot die. We cannot frown forever. No, we must get up, stand up, dust ourselves, and move on.
Yeah.
So, anybody else or you?
Well, it's all good. Many people, people have been saying, okay, we came from pandemic, now we are going right into an election. I am telling you, when you go to Facebook and what, you see people who are not sleeping. You see people who are actually using the season. I had this epiphany at some point that everything in life is a seed.
Okay.
And every moment in life is a season. If you are not sowing, you are reaping.
You're reaping.
And if you're not reaping, you are sowing. So the question you need to ask yourself is, right now, even by watching this video, are you reaping something or are you sowing something? Because what we have done is share with you, and hopefully that will sow a seed in your heart.
Yes.
So we have been sowing. Maybe you need to take that seed and fertilize it, and in due time you will reap.
Yeah.
So if you are not sowing, you are reaping. If you're not reaping, you're sowing. Everything is a seed, and every moment is a season.
Amen.
Those are my parting shots.
That's what we say. Amen.
Amen.
All right. It's been me, your host, Dickson Mushabe on the DMLive TV. With my guest, Ariho Kamara, a very good friend of mine, the CEO and founder of Nomad Advertising. By the way, if you ever want branding, logos, brand strategy, just if you want to see brands, look for Hostelite brand. You can see them. The guys have branded us from day one up to today. So they brand many companies. So and they don't only brand, they guide and direct you. Actually, if you're a startup, if you're a startup, just look for Nomad Advertising. They'll just help you in your brand journey. And you want to break the bank. Bye bye. Until next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye.